sometimes when you're alone, hanging out with non-API or non-queer or non-queer API people, you very much feel like you're the only one. I think the value of GAPIMNY is that it creates a space where you don't feel that loneliness as much at times.
The reason why I joined the organization and got involved is because I got really frustrated that all the gays were white, all the Asians were straight, and some of us were just overlooked, isolated, and marginalized. And I was just really tired of that.
I didn't think it was going to disappear. I mean, it was very clear to me that GAPIMNY was needed, but it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle because so many of the Asian groups, gay Asian groups, and Asian lesbians of the East Coast doesn't even exist anymore. The people who have kind of been in the leadership of GAPIMNY have always tried to get the group to address more political issues.
But for our community, who are immigrants, who don't speak English, who are young, who are trans, there are still basic issues of coming out, of self-affirmation, of seeing our pictures out there. Does anyone look like me? Are there role models for our community? So marriage is fine, but we definitely want to recognize that there's a lot of other issues that our community as LGBT APAs really need to work on.
Gay or Asian, that was a title, Gay or Asian ? The article really incensed people because it touched upon a community that was still dealing with these stereotypes in a very immediate way.
One of the reasons why we got involved in that whole fight was because there was so much homophobia and racism and anti-immigrant bias and classism implicit in a lot of mainstream communities' responses to details.
It's a false dichotomy to suggest that one has to choose between being gay and being Asian, being queer and being API. Of course one can be both.
And I think we looked at that as an opportunity not only to defend ourselves, but to educate the media and also our communities about, what are the real lives and stories and voices of, queer Asian Pacific Americans.
The general Asian mainstream community groups don't necessarily identify queer Asian rights as a need within their own service work. I think the larger mainstream civil rights community don't address at all LGBT rights. If we begin to look at it through not just lens of race, immigrants' rights, class, the general civil rights perspectives, it will identify groundbreaking issues that's occurring in the community.
Working with GAPIMNY has had a great impact just because at the task force we're always looking at how we can help and assist and build the capacity of local organizations. You really get a sense and a really good idea of what are the challenges, what are the strengths of having kind of an all-volunteer community-based organization.
It's not a contradiction in terms to maintain an all-Asian safe space and relegate non-Asians to a supporter category. And I think we have to keep spreading that word out to our community.
Things have changed a lot in 15 years, in terms of the queer movement, in terms of general society, in terms of what it means to be queer and Asian. Things are different now. And so it seems like GAPIMNY is its struggle now is to figure out how do we fit into that new context in some ways.
I think if GAPIMNY were a 15-year-old gay Asian boy, he would be very social, but hopefully also very political.
A non-East Asian trans boy.
Spiky-haired, adolescents who's driving one of those lowered Civics.
A petulant adolescent with an identity crisis.
Oh my God, he'd be schizophrenic.
I have no idea.
Definitely coming of age. 15, Latinos call it the quinceañera.
queer API boy who's coming to terms who has some birth of knowledge of the power he has within him.
I would say to members in 2010, as I would say to members here in 2005. Take pride in what we've done as an organization, but never be fully satisfied with where we are.
And also just to be flexible in terms of what kind of work we do and what kind of organization we are. I mean, in 5 years, we could be a multi-gender.
Hopefully there's been a big shift like in the community.
Wherever you are in 5 years, I would say, whatever challenges you're facing, to look back and see how far you've come.
Hang in there, be tough, stick it out, be loving and caring, and be true to yourselves.
And I fully expect to be around, so we'll see. I will see myself in 2010, and I hope you're doing well.
Wait for the sequel.